Previously on Katawa Shoujo. A glance at my watch reveals that I was right, and I am in fact running a little late. The thing is, there's no Emmy. Oh, what? That's odd. She should be here. She's here always. She definitely should be here. I mean, I was late. Hey, where's Emmy? She didn't show up this morning. Is she okay? While I try valiantly to conceal the anxiety in my voice, the nurse's expression suggests that I failed miserably. You mean, she didn't tell you? She's sick in bed. What? Sick? Okay. That means she went running in the rain and her immune system isn't as badass as she thought it was. And the rain actually won, and she got she got a little bit ill, I guess. Maybe I should visit her after class and give her another good hug. It doesn't take long to get to the girls' dormitory and make my way to Emmy's room. Standing outside her door, I suddenly pause. What if she's resting? I'd hate to wake her up, especially if she's still feeling ill. Then again, if she sleeps all day, then it could throw off her sleeping schedule. But rest is important if you're ill, isn't it? I can't decide what to do, so I settle for standing outside the door, looking like an idiot. Then I hear Emmy's voice from behind the door. Thanks for your concern, but I really am okay. Is she talking to me? I'll see you at practice tomorrow. Guess not. Still, clearly not asleep, so I can knock without worry. Okay, who was she talking to? She said see you at practice tomorrow, so it was someone from a track meet. For some reason, I had this feeling like I'm probably acting like a jealous boyfriend, even though we're not her boyfriend, but I'm like kind of, because we're sort of like, it's clear that we like her, right? But we're not together yet. But when you sort of like a person and you realize that another guy might possibly like the same girl that you like as well, you sort of become, you notice that those things and sort of become like, become really suspicious of that guy. And I have a feeling that the guy in particular, if it were a guy that she's talking to, then it has to be the track meets captain, right? Because they went to the Shanghai before multiple times, so, But I'm better than the Shanghai not the Shanghai captain, the track meet captain, right? I'll beat his level of running someday. But yeah, let us knock. So why this clenched feeling in my gut? I wasn't nervous about dropping by the other day. So why today? Granted, I still haven't really had the time to figure out this newfound interest in Emmy's well-being. I don't have a lot of experience in the matter, of course, but certainly this seems to go beyond feelings of mere friendship. But could I take that step? Could I even bring myself to risk what I have right now? I mean, it's enough to be friends with her, isn't it? That's the most scary thing of all. Like, some relationships, every single relationship starts like this, but most, I would say, not most, but like, some relationships start out with just you being friends with the girl, and you sort of become friendly and friendlier and friendlier over time, right? That friendship just sort of grows over time. And then after a while you realize, dang, I actually might like her. And then it becomes the question of, do you actually admit to that person whether you like her or not, and possibly screw up the friendship or break up the friendship, Because that's something that could happen. If she doesn't, feel the same way about you, then that definitely makes the friendship a lot more awkward, and 9 times out of 10 probably just means that you don't end up being friends anymore. But some relationships just like you feel this immediate attraction, and I guess you just eventually, you don't really become friends for a long time. It's just like, yeah, both of you know together that you have this feeling about liking each other from the start, and then you sort of, I guess, get together quickly or faster than in other relationships. But it really depends on the people and stuff as well, and just, yeah. You know what I mean. Either way, shouldn't I just open the door and see how she's doing? That's why I came here, right? What if she's not dressed yet? Oh, knock, 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 knock. Oh, the image that flashes through my mind causes my heart to skip a beat. Literally. I should probably not ever think those thoughts again. Not if I want to avoid a heart attack. I suddenly realize I'm still standing in the hallway, looking like an idiot. Emmy still seems to be in the middle of a conversation, but I knock anyway. Hopefully she won't mind the interruption. You worry too much. Come in. The door's unlocked. So it is. I open the door and step in, which is about where my thought process comes to a grinding halt. Aw, she's so cute, I just woke up. Oh my god, she's so adorable. Emmy is sitting up in her bed, her hair tousled from a day spent asleep. I think this is the first time I've seen her without those familiar beads in her hair. Her gym shirt and bloomers, obviously hastily pulled on before I came in, are creased and folded from less than proper storage. Her legs bare on the sheets. Oh my god, I didn't expect to see this. Not that I'm shocked or anything, but it's just like we're always accustomed to sort of either seeing the top part of her body or like her with prosthetics on. So this is obviously something different and probably something we're going to have to get used to, but it'll go by really quickly, don't you worry. Her legs lay bare on the sheets. Look at her resting on the, what is it, a duck? There's a panda bear or something on the other feet. I've never seen Emmy without prosthetics before. Yet here she is, slender legs, terminating in stumps just below her knees. But as odd as a sight it is, I find myself more captivated by everything north of the waist. Oh my god, look at that, she's so adorable. It seems that Emmy had finished her conversation with whoever was on the phone with her, and is now watching my reaction closely out of her one open eye as she wipes sleep from the other. Her expression, far from being embarrassed, is rather one of a surprisingly wide yawn, one perhaps appropriate from such a small mouth. A grin that for a brief moment seems almost flirtatious tugs at the corner of her mouth as she takes the sight of me in. I can do nothing but remain in a state of fluctuating between fear, confusion, and not a little bit of lust. Emmy hastily sweeps her hair out of her eyes, fixing it back into place before addressing me. You seem a bit caught off guard, Hisao. A wave of laughter erupts from her, and I find myself grinning and rubbing the back of my head ruefully. Sorry, I've never seen someone so disheveled look so attractive. Never seen you without your legs on. Never seen you look so... sorry. Emmy giggles again and moves to sit up a little straighter. I'm caught up in the movement of her shirt, very nearly losing myself. I was wondering what your reaction would be. The nurse called and told me you were going to drop by, you see. And I know you haven't seen me, well, you know, without legs. I respond in a tone of casual surprise. Oh, you don't have them on? I didn't notice. This is almost the truth. I very nearly didn't. I'm not trying to be suave or anything, mind you. Somehow I think Emmy would get offended by that. Instead, she sticks her tongue out at me and chucks a pillow at my head. Ass! I deftly catch the pillow and take careful aim before throwing. Emmy laughs and rolls to one side, dodging my shot, the shifting of her shirt distracting me enough so that the next thrown pillow hits me right between the eyes. Oof. I retaliate, of course, and once I've retaliated twice, well, a war was bound to break out sooner or later. Dang, this went from 100 or from 0 to 100 very quickly. Like, we were just talking And then bam, sudden pillow fight. And really, when Emmy appears to have far better aim than me, well, it was just a matter of time before I'd have to resort to a suicidal charge. Gotcha! Yeep! Bam! Smack! Biff! Wow, it's like a comic book. And once the charge was accomplished, well, of course I'd have to wrestle the pillows away from her. And with that kind of struggle, of course we'd wind up in this sort of position. Oh my god. And so, I find myself staring down at her from position atop of her. She's grinning, eyes sparkling with amusement, maybe a little sweaty now from our tussle. Her chest is heaving up and down, sucking in air. The small bit of my brain that is not currently enraptured by the sight and the smell of her observes that she must still be ill because her stamina is not what it should be. We stay that way for a while. I'm not sure how long, because everything seems to go fuzzy. Everything that isn't her anyway. Her eyes meet mine, and deep inside them, I almost catch a glimpse of... what? Fear? Longing? Hope? Emmy. A cough suddenly convulses her, and I'm almost stumbling in my haste to get off, to apologize for everything. Oh my god, that moment was so cute and a perfect setup. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have. It's fine, it's fine. She gives me a reassuring pat on the shoulder. So, what brings you here? You, of course? She's still breathing hard, and that causes her voice to shake slightly. Well, before I was so rudely assaulted by pillows, I came to see how you were doing. Wham! This earns me another shove, and I very nearly fall off her bed. Emmy's eyes sparkle again, and I wonder how I never noticed how attractive they were before. Consumed with worry. Were you? For some reason, when she said consumed with worry, it reminded me of like, I don't even know why. I don't think it's even a quote or anything that Yoda says in any of the Star Wars movies, but for some reason I could only imagine Yoda saying that sentence like, consumed with worry, are we? That's the worst Yoda voice ever. It doesn't even sound like him, but yeah, whatever. I don't even know why that suddenly came to mind. That's like the worst thought to have in this moment. Well, there are probably a few more worse, but still. Her tone is mocking, haughty, teasing. She throws her arm across her forehead dramatically, grin still apparent from underneath. Couldn't bear the thought of me laying deathly ill? As we both recover from our brief wrestling match, Emmy appears to fall back on teasing me. Well, I wouldn't say consumed with worry, but after you didn't show up this morning like a total wuss, oh yeah, Emmy pouts, crossing her arms petulantly, and sticking her lower lip out. It's not my fault. Nurse wouldn't allow it. Sure he wouldn't. I completely believe you. Emmy sticks her tongue out again. You're such a jerk, Hisao. So, how was your day then, eh? Did you enjoy slacking off? Not really. The phone woke me up pretty early on. The phone? Yeah. The captain, I told you that was that guy. God dang it. Okay, he's my competition, the captain of the team. Alright, dude. It's me versus you. Someday, I don't know when, but I'm going to be training and practicing twice as hard for the day to come, because I know it's gonna come. I know it. Yeah, the captain of the team called to make sure I was doing okay. Also, to let me know it was okay to skip practice. Good. At least she wasn't alone all day. Someone checked up on her. Although, I can't help but think that it should have been me. Oh, that's good. He really keeps an eye on you, huh? Emmy shrugs. It's his job. Part of being a captain means you know where your team members are when you're not in school. I guess that makes sense. Still, I guess it was nice of him to call, huh? Yeah, sure was. Emmy yawns and shimmies down into a more comfortable position. So, how's your day? Boring? Dare I even say, lonely without you, Emmy? Kind of uneventful, you know? I went ahead and ran by myself and talked with the nurse about how you were doing. I meander through the day's events, none of which are particularly engrossing. That's when I'm distracted by an arm finding its way across my waist. It seems that Emmy fell asleep while I was talking, so I draw her blankets to cover us. Oh my god. She's rolled over onto her side, and now one leg is thrown over my legs, effectively trapping me. Hey, it seems a shame to wake her, but I have things to do. I gently shake her, but in response, she only tightens her arm's grip on me and sighs a little. My resistance to this position crumbles rather quickly. The feeling of her body breathing steadily is both calming and incredibly stimulating at the same time. My breathing cannot decide if it wants to relax or speed up. Relaxation wins, and I find myself putting an arm around Emmy. I think I'm in love. The words slip out and hang in the air unnoticed. At least I hope they've gone unnoticed. Emmy whimpers weakly through her dream, and her grip suddenly tightens again. For the first time since I've known her, I see tears running down Emmy's face. It feels like my heart is about to break. I instinctively tighten my own grip and stroke her hair in what I hope is a soothing manner. Words of comfort, meaningless in the situation, spring to mind. Maybe I should wake her. Are you supposed to wake people having nightmares? I can't for the life of me remember. The decision is taken from me as Emmy suddenly jerks awake with a cry. Dad! This is more than I think I want to hear without her knowing. I quickly sit upright and gently shake her shoulder to stir her. Hey, you okay? What a silly question. Huh? What? Hisao? She shakes her head as if to clear it and quickly wipes her eyes. You had a nightmare, I think. Emmy shudders again and glances up at me a little cautiously, as if unsure whether or not she's actually up. Yeah, I guess so. You want to talk about it? A speedy internal debate seems to be going on in her head, which resolves itself within a shrug. Nah, I don't really remember much of it. I'm pretty sure she's lying to me, but somehow, I don't think I should press the issue. Emmy shudders again and turns towards me, looking a little sheepish. Sorry for falling asleep on you like that. Oh, don't worry, we didn't mind that one bit. I keep my voice as soothing as I can. Hey, don't worry about it. You've been ill. Yeah, I guess that cold medicine's just made me a little drowsy. I guess so. Emmy does not strike me as the sort of person who'd fall asleep at the drop of a hat. Rin, maybe, but Emmy's far too energetic. Emmy gives me a half smile at my response, and then just like that, she's back to her old self. Well, prepare yourself for tomorrow morning, Hisao. We'll have to go twice as hard to make up for today. But I went running this morning. No excuse. Oh, fine. I'll be ready for you. Emmy nods, satisfied. Good. I take this as my cue to exit. Well, I'd better get going, especially if you want to get enough sleep for tomorrow. I hop off the bed and head for the door. Hey, Hisao. I pivot nearly on my heel and face Emmy, or neatly. She opens her mouth to say something, and then in another first, I see her falter slightly. She closes her mouth and opens it again. Thanks. For dropping by, I mean. You're kind of the first visitor I've ever had who wasn't Rin. Now that's surprising. I would figure that Emmy'd have people dropping by all the time. She's certainly popular enough, or so I thought. Always talking to people in the hallways. Emmy hesitates again. And thanks for staying around after well... A look of pain flits across her face. You know, it helped. She brightens back up and waves cheerily at me. See you tomorrow. Yeah, see you later. I'm just about to exit the door when something makes me turn around again. Hey, Emmy. Anytime you need to talk, let me know, okay? Emmy seems taken aback by this offer. Her grin gets even wider. Sure thing, Hisao. See you in the morning. I exit Emmy's room with a head in a whirl. Should I have even left? Was she really okay? I want to turn around and march back down the hallway, open the door, and tell her. Tell her I love her. Tell her I think she's beautiful. Tell her that I'll be there when she needs me. I want to stay with her, to hold her close as she falls back asleep. How many nights has she woken up like that? Only to find that nobody's there. I want to be that person she can be with when that happens. It's a silly thought, I know. We don't know each other that well, do we? The whole idea, while exhilarating, also makes me feel worried. Worry, perhaps, that I'd overstepped my bounds. And now to add to my troubles, it seems as if Emmy herself already has an interest in someone else. This track captain of hers who seems so interested in her well-being, I know, right? Screw that guy. True, I've only seen the two of them together a few times, but that doesn't change the fact that they seem better suited to one another. There's nothing really to be done about that. I need to take my mind off of this whole situation. I've got homework to do. Maybe that will distract me. Oh my god. Just like that glimpse of seeing them together is just like a peek into what can possibly be of a beautiful relationship between those two, you know? Oh my god. That was actually really beautiful. And his feelings for her as well. Like, oh my god. Hisao seems to have fallen for Emmy like really fast. And another thing that which I feel like sort of enhances those feelings that with that sort of like monologue that he just had about wanting to confess her feelings and wanting to be the one there for her during those, like, you know, when she has nightmares or just when she's feeling bad. I mean, that's obviously the true feelings of love, right? But I feel like it sort of happens because of not necessarily unwanted moments of intimacy, but sort of unplanned, right? Because it wasn't something that Emmy was planning to reveal to us, that she's still hurting over or having nightmares about her dad's passing. That's something that just sort of, perhaps it was, I don't know if it's like a nightly occurrence for her or just occasional, but it's something that obviously she didn't plan to have us notice or plan to have happen at all with us near her, or at least not yet. Or because we've given her several opportunities to sort of try and open up about it, and obviously hasn't, meaning that she's not really ready for that yet, meaning she either just doesn't feel that sort of intimacy just yet between us, or it's really difficult for her to try and open up about both a traumatic sort of traumatic memory, or just she's a person in general who has difficulty expressing her feelings, especially like, you know, sadness and whatnot, especially stuff that has been bottled up in her for quite a while, because her dad's passing must have been a while, right? It's definitely it's sort of, I mean, I'm not entirely sure what it sort of happened during the same, like the car crash where Emmy lost both her legs, whether her dad actually died during that crash, but I think it's sort of, at the moment it seems to sort of fit the story, you know, so that perhaps might even add to her feelings of sadness, and perhaps she feels a little bit guilty about it, I don't know. But because of the fact that it wasn't something that she planned for us to meet, it sort of feels like, you know, in a normal relationship you sort of have not necessarily a plan of how things go, but things sort of happen naturally, and this, not that this wasn't naturally, but it's just like something that just happened, and it suddenly brought the intimacy, at least for Hisao, from like to a certain level. It just, I feel like it increased it a lot, because he's obviously in love with her, and then seeing a person that vulnerable that you're in love with just makes your feelings like 3 times as stronger, because you can't, because the way things usually go, like if you're in love with a person, you're like, or when you're sort of like in the stage of, yeah, we both like each other in a way, or you're sort of not boyfriend girlfriend yet, but you sort of, you know, there is something there, you both feel it, you both try to show the strong sides of each other, like your best side, right, not your vulnerable side, but we somehow got a glimpse of that of her, and that just made or enhanced our feelings so much worse, I feel. And that's why I feel Hisao sort of had that protectiveness over her, like, and probably just made his feelings even stronger than before. So yeah, holy crap, that was beautiful though, oh my god. Anyway, we're gonna end the video here. I'm kind of sad that we have to, but we're gonna end it here. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.